This paper involves a lot of work because we had 12 rootstocks, 2 varieties, 3 replicates, 10 vines per replicate, and 4 years. So this, to make a simple paper, okay, we had to measure the yield of nearly 3,000 vines. That is quite a lot. There is a lot of people working on that. I have learned that they are puffi in Italian. In Spanish, they are pitufo, not very different. So we had to do a lot of work in the fields, but not only this, because we did 3 sampling dates for grape composition, so 2 subsamples, one for the basic, one for the phenolics, so 4 years, so we had like 100 and 700 samples, 200 berries is a little bit, a big number of samples, that berries that had to be individually taken. So when you publish a paper and you review one paper, you need to take into account that we were sampling, doing this movement at least 300,000 times. It's not bad. It requires a lot of work, okay, a lot of puffy doing this work, and I hope you appreciate that. But you know how people are. You see, this is a fantastic work, but it's a normal journal, it's not fantastic, it's not nature, it's not science, it's okay. And then the grande pufo comes and say, only one soil, one location, that's rubbish. And it's sad, but in part, this is true, because you make a long-term experiment, you have to wait for 5 years to have the first harvest, then you measure for 4 years, and then it's only one soil type, only 2 varieties, only 1 climate. That's not a lot. So this is the situation of the puffy after reading the grande pufo. So after this, I think it's good to move a little bit. And taking into account all the work that we need to get one simple paper, it's good to make meta-analysis. Okay, meta-analysis is a methodology that, of course, most of you are aware of. That is a method that takes together all the data from different experiments. This is the number of papers where the word meta-analysis appeared in Scopus. You see that it's a growing trend, okay, because we have more and more tools. And we did one focused in Spain, okay? The question is that we decided to do a meta-analysis on rootstock effect on grapevine behavior in Spain because we wanted to include technical publications that are not usually scientific papers, that for the Spanish context we thought that they were useful. So we took old books, papers in different journals, and of course we also took papers from scientific journals. So we made a database that required a lot of work, and for each of the papers we made a table with the data of the experiment, with the metadata of where, when, the varieties, everything, and then we also with the data that other researchers had obtained. So this made a very, very big sheet that allowed to get a lot of information through this meta-analysis. We make in the meta-analysis this kind of graphs where we see globally, and this is, I think, this is very, very clear, if the point and the bars are out of the red line there, that you can see there, is that there are differences in behavior, and if not, if it's crossing, like in that one with the red mark, is that there are no differences. So with all the rootstock, we took the variables that were available for the majority of them, the basic yield, pruning weight, rabat index, and sugar and pH, and we did this. And we obtained these kind of results that, of course, you can find. Here you have the effect that the different rootstocks and the different crossings had globally on yield, depending on Berlandieri per riparia, Berlandieri per rupestris, etc. And we have the same for pruning weight, and we have the same for sugar content. So this is really good because we are getting a more general response or a more general answer, that I said,